Alright, there we go, finally. So sorry about that, guys. Like I was saying, I do need to be quieter today, but my mic was not connected, so that is a little different. Anyway, we're live. Mic fixed. Alright, anyway, like I was saying, we're now live. We should be good now. I do need to be a little quieter today because there's people here sleeping, but starting next week, we can get right back to it. I can be louder again. While I'm here in Washington, this is the last weekday I'll be here in Washington. Yo, what up, my buck? This is the last weekday that I'll be here in Washington, and my mom asked me to be a little quieter today. So, anyway, looking at the daily chart here, we're basically expanding to the upside. We got a really nice daily candle body close above all-time highs. Same with 4 hour, right? So on the 1 hour chart, right, it looks kind of like we're accumulating. Chopping around here. Yo, random guy, what up? So yeah, mic's fixed. We're good there. So yeah, it looks like today we're just accumulating. I mean, pretty clearly, this is a giant accumulation range. So higher time frame, bullish, right? Because you don't just get a candle body close above all-time highs like this and just, clearly we're expanding, right? We're clearly expanding to the upside. So, yeah. Looks like we're accumulating. I'm gonna get up Tradevate if I get anything, but this is, definitely harder trading conditions because we are consolidating. Let's go ahead and take a look at Forex Factory, see if we got any news today. Just orange folder. Let's go ahead and screenshot this. Put it in the Discord. Here we go. Discord. Let's plop that in here. Unless Haney already did that. Okay. So back to what we were talking about. Yeah, definitely, seeming more bullish than bearish. Higher time frame expanding. Yeah, I don't think there's S&T there. Yeah, definitely more choppy, guys. Not loving this price action. It's hard to trade this when it's just consolidating like this. Not really. Like, yeah, in a range like this, it's not really valid. So you know, you're absolutely right to call me out on that. Absolutely right. Yeah, guys, this is just a giant consolidation. Looks like yeah. And this is the kind of stuff that happens at all-time highs. Just instantaneous pumps like that. Well, actually, this was a nice inversion. That actually could have been a good trade. Dang it, dude. I should have been paying more attention, because that actually looks like pretty nice. See how we get SMT? Once again, it's not a big deal. It's just, dang it. We missed that. But this actually was nice. I definitely like this. Look at, oh yeah, that 3-minute inverse like perfectly. Only thing is, you do have a 5-minute external gap. But this is what I mean when I say, like, sometimes, can you make exceptions? Yeah, like this was a good example of a time where you can kind of break rules and get away with it and take the 3-minute inversion instead. And then we go run up to those equal highs. I mean, it's not necessarily a rule that you have to take the highest, it's just that most of the time you should. Yeah, 1 minute. Well, it depends where you go break even, because once again, the way I see it, break even is a very personal thing, and you go break even sometimes. You go break even, we're at the spot where you think we shouldn't return to. So for instance, for me, I probably wouldn't even go break even until here, and you can see that this wouldn't be break even. So once again, it's not mechanical break even. I mean, other people might say it's mechanical, but in my opinion, it's not. In my opinion, it's break even is, where does it make sense for us to not come back to our break even spot? That's, at the end of the day, that's what a whole point of break even is, right? So this, to me, this is where I would go break even, maybe here, but that's just how I see it. So yeah, I'd probably go break even there. And yeah, like I said, once again, like, you're usually supposed to take the highest time frame inversion, but at the end of the day, you're trading liquidity and your conviction, and if you have conviction that we're going to go around liquidity, you can still take a trade. It's just, ideally, you should always take the highest time frame. It's kind of complicated, like, it's like, you should always take the highest time frame inversion, but if you get really good to the point where, you have conviction that we're going to go around liquidity, theoretically you can front run it. It's just, it takes more experience to do that. But, like, I'm not just saying that. Like, I have asked Dodgy that, and he said that that's true, that you can do that. So yeah, I like this. I think this would have been a good trade to take. Once again, you'd have to front run this instead of just, I'm trying to think of what you call it. You'd have to basically say, I'm gonna expect this 5-minute gap to be broken, and just front run it. But if you did front run it, you could take this. Right. If you do front run the 5 minute gap, you theoretically could take this. Not everyone would take this trade. But for some people, if they have conviction in the drawn liquidity, they could take it. Like I always say, trading is a very personal thing. If something makes sense to you and you have conviction in it, take it. So anyway, let's get rid of that now. We're just chopping around now. What up, coolest kid? Because also, right, the other way you take trades because of conviction, and it's not, like I always say, trading's not mechanical. If you can't just not take a trade if it's really good AMD. Like, this is a really obvious accumulation range. This is obvious manipulation with S&T. I mean, you can't think about the market mechanically, guys. When you think about the market mechanically, you're gonna fail. You gotta think about it in terms of liquidity. Is this where people are gonna get stopped out? That's what you're asking yourself. Is this where people are gonna get stopped out? Is the answer yes? Then you're gonna take the inversion. Don't overcomplicate it. This is literally just a game of stop losses. This is where people are gonna get stopped out, right? Below this low. Okay, we're taking this inversion if we get it. Once again, we couldn't take it because I didn't see it, but this would have been a good trade. You see this? Accumulation, manipulation. Oh my gosh! Do you guys see this? This is crazy. See how we overlapped with this new day opening gap as well? This is the same exact thing where every trade is different. And like, for someone else, they're coming into the market and they say, oh, mechanically I have to take the 5 minute inversion because that's the rule, right? They have to take only the highest time frame gap. But it's all liquidity. Like, if it makes sense to you that we're gonna go run these equal highs and you have enough confluence, for me, right, I would have the confluence to say, yeah, this is accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I have conviction because we backtest this new day opening gap here. Do you guys see how we backtested this? And we use this as a launch pad to support price to go higher. I'd have conviction in front running the 5 minute in this personal situation. Once again, trading is not, it's not mechanical. It's just not. I mean, people say that it, like, you have to fall exactly like this. It's just not, but it's not mechanical like that, right? So we backtest this new day opening gap. And so we use this as a launch pad to go higher. And so because of that, I would have conviction that we're gonna go run liquidity, run these equal highs. Do you guys see what I'm saying? It's not black and white. It's shades of gray. You gotta take trades based off of what makes sense to you. Do you guys see how cool this is? Look at how we backtest this new day opening gap here. And then we inverse this, and then right to the equal highs. Boom. That was a nice trade, dude. I gotta make a new group. Okay, which accounts was I trading? Oh, guys, we got S&T with this high. Realized that a little too late. Alright, I'm still trying to get the account set up though. Yeah, it's fine. I'll just make the new group. However I want to make it. So I'm gonna show my screen so you can see. I took a long before open, but my chart froze. I could not close. It could tell it got restarted. I only got 110. Dang it, dude. That's so dumb. I'm sorry. Those are the worst kinds of things to happen. So drag this over. Six, 1. Okay, hang on. 15, 14. Yeah, so I might lose another account today. Hopefully not, but. And then 4. $15, 14, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 6. So 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Back to my other screen. We got good low resistance lows here. All through here, right? You guys see how we're generating all this? See how we're generating low resistance lows all through here? Let me just double check that I have all the accounts set up right. So yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'll do multiples of 9. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. Back to the main chart here. So S&T with this high looks better buy opportunity. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at all possibilities, bro. We'll see. Very possible. Higher time frame is so bullish. We're taking a look at everything. Yeah, it totally depends on that. You're absolutely right. Yeah, because it kind of looks like, right? This is, you're right, Daniel. I would say you're definitely onto something because we do get, well, look at all these equal lows that S&P has. That's something to note. I'm keeping an open mind. This is where I like to say I like to try and react and not predict, because right now I could easily go either direction because we got a lot of low resistance lows, but higher time frame is so bullish. Higher time frame is so bullish. So I'm just trying to be thoughtful here, is what I'll say. Can't see nothing. Like, you mean on my screen you can't see anything? I think it was just because I was zoomed out. This is the first presented for value gap right here. Like, you don't see any opportunity, is what you're saying. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, nothing is clear. Nothing. Yeah, nothing right now is clear. Yeah. So we have first presented for value gap right here. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Oh, let's check overnight gaps. We already filled this. We already filled the overnight gap. Dang it, dude. Yeah, S&P has so many equal lows, but higher time frame is so bullish. It's like I'm going back and forth right now. You know, I'd like that inversion to the upside, but it's a little too late for that now. Higher time frame is super bullish. We got this new day opening gap here. We've respected it again, once again, right? Look at how we respect this new day opening gap all day long here. You gotta use this. It's nice, dude. Alright, so we're about to inverse this. First presented for value gap. I mean, you could take this. I'm probably not going to. Maybe I should, but I don't know. I want to kind of look for something different. Maybe this is gonna be fine, but I guess it's decent. Yeah, we just inversed it. We just inversed the first percent for value gap. I don't want to rush into anything. I don't know. Maybe I should just take it. We did inverse it. You want to see no buyer's aggression? What? I think we should just take it. Yeah, this is, it's decent, right? Okay, let's go ahead and try it for 5 contracts.
Order filled. Order filled.
I might do replace with trailing stop here if we end up getting this.
Stop filled.
Dude. I probably just shouldn't have taken anything. I'll journal it, bro. Not gonna lie, it was definitely not A plus. Oh my gosh. It's definitely not A plus. Alright. No more trades on my accounts anymore. Hopefully next week when I'm back in the zone, hopefully I'll be taking better trades. That's all I can say is hopefully next week when I'm in the zone I can take better trades. So, yeah. Sorry guys. I will say, if we come up and inverse this right now, this could be good. Yeah, dude, I definitely forced that, bro. It just comes from just, when you take a whole bunch of losses in a row, you just kind of feel like you just suck. And so when you feel like you suck, you do suck. So I don't know how else to explain it other than I think that mindset got into me. Oh, man. That was not a good trade. There's 90 watching. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. It's stuff like that though that just makes me mad. I'm like, well, I definitely forced that, bro. It's just like I totally forced that. I'm gonna close the charts. I'm not in the, mindset to trade today. It's fine. Whatever. That was not a good trade. I should have known that. It's hard, man. It's hard when you keep taking losses because you get in your own head. Like, for me, like, when I take a loss, like, and it's multiple days in a row, like, all of a sudden I'm in my own head. And I'm like, well, I just don't know how to trade. So I just, don't know what I'm doing when I do, right? And so, once again, this is just a situation where, I shouldn't have done anything. Because there was not any opportunity. And when there's not opportunity, just don't do anything. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry guys. I'm being a bad example, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. Like I'm being a bad example, but like man. Yeah, that was not a good trade. Guys, I'm sorry. I should not have taken that. It's hard in the moment to just, try and make the right decisions cuz sometimes you just feel like, well, this could be like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, but you know what? It's fine. I'm just gonna keep showing up. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna keep watching the market. Here we go. I'm just gonna keep watching the market. I should have just done nothing, dude. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna get some water real quick. I'll be right back. Wow, giant wick, dude. So yeah, I think it's in conditions like this where you just have to just decide, I'm gonna stay out of the market because there's not actual opportunity. It's just like easier said than done. I feel bad, like I feel like I'm just letting everyone down, but it's like I'm genuinely like still just trying to get better too, and I feel like sometimes like I do stupid things a lot. It's hard not to, but that wasn't a good trade. It's just like we did not have good liquidity. I definitely forced that. And you can always tell in hindsight. 81, bro. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Send the screenshots in the Discord. Send the screenshots. Anyway, I'm not even gonna think twice about it. Like, we just move on, guys. We just move on. I'm done. I'm not taking any more trades on my real accounts anymore today. Yeah. But like, you guys can see how obviously the market's not ready to run liquidity here, right? Like, I'm not trying to call myself out, like, but I am at the same time because the market's just obviously not ready to go run liquidity. And I took this because, good candle, good momentum, and I'm like, oh, but what if it works out? Important thing to note is we have a volume imbalance here, right? Do we close above this, right? We want to make sure we close above all volume imbalances. We do not close above this volume imbalance. That's a red flag. And look at how the market actually ends up rejecting this. Pay attention to volume imbalances because if we don't close above them, right? Yeah, I remember that, dude. I remember you saying that. Pay attention to these volume imbalances, and when you have a volume imbalance, you know, above a fair value gap, these volume imbalances are going to be like really, really sensitive. Volume imbalances above fair value gaps are super, super sensitive. So we go expand lower. That's crazy, and look at what happened again. We test that volume imbalance again. So I think a big reason for this is because sweep, right? We swept at the high. Break of the low. And then fair value gap. And it's in premium of the displacement, right? And so what happens? We come up into that fair value gap. And anytime you have a volume imbalance just chilling above a fair value gap, that is going to be super sensitive. It's always going to be super sensitive. That's awesome, bro. Good job. Yeah. I should have taken this. Like, volume imbalance right above the first presented fair value gap. I mean, remember this for the future, guys. When we have a volume imbalance, honestly, when we have a volume imbalance above any 2022 gap, this is going to be a really nice area for price to react off of. Anytime we have a volume imbalance above a 2022 gap. So once again, this is basically our 2022 gap because we break this low, we sweep. So I would say the sweep of the equal highs happens right here. So sweep of equal highs. So sweep of equal highs. Break of structure here. So manipulation. And we are closing on the weekly candle, which will be choppy, of course. Makes sense. So once again, right? Accumulation. Very obvious in hindsight. It's just, you know, sometimes in the moment I can just be brain dead. I'm just gonna keep showing up, man. Accumulation. Sweep of the equal highs here. And then, yeah, guys, anytime you have a volume balance above a 2022 gap, that volume balance is going to be super, super sensitive. Yup, real. We should make a name for this volume imbalance, guys. What should we call the volume imbalance? Like, I don't know, it's almost like in basketball, you know how, like, you aim for the hoop, right? So the 2022 gap is like the hoop. The volume imbalance is like, it's like the backboard um, of the hoop, because like sometimes you overshoot in basketball. You overshoot the hoop, but the backboard still retains price. And that's almost what this is. It's like this is the backboard of the hoop. The hoop the 2022 gap is the entry, but if it misses it, it overshoots it. This volume balance is gonna be the sniper entry. Dang, there's still 80 watching even after I just took that loss. That's crazy. Yeah, guys, we're just here to learn. This is a learning experience. I mean, I do stupid things. What can I say? It's like, I have gotten payouts before, don't get me wrong. It's just sometimes I am way more out of it than other times. And there's not, ton I can do about that. It's just, I'm a human being. And so, I'm curious if we had StatMap. You should check my trades. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I know. I was looking at that, bro. I was looking at that right off of open. Oh my gosh. I was literally looking at that. I was looking at all those equal lows, or the LRLR, and I was like, we should probably go lower. Yeah, bro. I was looking at that right off of open, and I knew we were going to go lower, too. Dang it, dude. You guys saw me talk about how we had all that low resistance liquidity, right? So stupid. How did I just mess that up again? Look at how we come to the so once again, this is the New York session. Thank you, bro. I gotta trust in my instincts. My dad was just telling me that, like he's like, you gotta, it's like you're Luke from Star Wars, like you gotta trust the Force, because genuinely, like, I get into the groove, but then someone says, go long or go short or go long, and then I'm like, I get distracted. I hear different things coming in my brain, and I'm like, okay, wait. Higher time frame is bullish. Maybe I do have to long, and then I get other thoughts that pop in my head. When instead, I need to zone everything out. And I need to say, it's time to lock in, and completely trust my instincts, because I do know what I'm doing, but then when I get distracted, when I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, when I get that self-doubt, the self-doubt comes and takes me over, and I take losses. And I think that goes for, like, everything. Like I feel like, oh, well, I remember, like, for instance, when we inversed this first presented for value gap, in my head, I'm like, oh man, I remember that trade Haney took where he inversed the first presented for value gap, and I'm like, you know what? This is probably a good trade. When deep down, I know that this is not convincing. When we inverse this is not that convincing that we're gonna go higher, because we don't have a ton of good liquidity above, but we do have a ton of good liquidity below. Right? We do have a ton of low resistance lows below. So deep down, I have it in my head. I'm like, well, like I don't know. My subconscious tells me, like, oh, like, this probably isn't a good trade. But then I, like, convince myself that it is, because feels like we should go higher. But in reality, we have all these low resistance lows here, and it's like, well. Anyway, like I was just saying, guys, we have the session manipulation level here. We went up and tapped that. I think we will go down to our session distribution level. I think that's the drawn liquidity. Whatever. Oh, you know what else, guys? 1 minute change in state right here. So 1 minute change in state. No, I haven't completed 2023. I completed 2022, but not 2023. I need to keep watching it with you guys. I think I'm on like episode 20. I don't remember. So, yeah, I just have to get out of my head, because in my head I'm like telling myself, oh, like everyone else, like, you know, I just doubt myself, but I gotta stop doubting myself. Once again, guys, same thing as always. Look at how we backtest OTE. We get... Yes, you explain things very well. Thank you so much. Really? I'm glad, dude. I feel like I definitely know what I'm doing. Like the self-doubt kills me. The self-doubt kills me, and I just get wrecked because of the self-doubt. But yeah, look at how before we get the change state of delivery, right? Let's go, coolest kid. Let's go. Awesome, bro. Look at how before we get the change of state of delivery, we backtest OTE. Once again, guys, you will see this happen over and over and over. Actually, we get the change of state of delivery and then we backtest OTE. But you'll see this happen over and over and over and over and over. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, bro. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. You can say that again, right? Very obvious. So, up the session manipulation level. We should name this volume imbalance. Like, I kind of want to just call it the backboard. I'm just going to call it the 2022 backboard. Because it's like in basketball. Like, when you miss this 2022 gap, the backboard's got you, right? So the backboard's gonna give the sniper entries. When you have a volume imbalance above the 2022 gap, it's gonna give sniper entries. So there's a lot of people that literally just put these limit orders in the backboard. And I mean, I do play a little bit of basketball. There's a lot of people that just put these limit orders in the backboard behind the 2022 gap, just kind of anticipating, like, you know, anything that they're gonna catch, anything that that falls through the 2022 gap, hits the backboard, but then doesn't have enough force to get through the backboard, right? So they're just putting a limit order, just kind of hoping they get lucky. It's kind of OG. Yeah, but it's a volume balance because it has the overlapping wicks. But yeah, it is kind of like a liquid void. But like I was saying, like, basically people just put limit orders here, kind of just hoping that they get lucky, right? People just put limit orders here. It's basically saying, like, yo, like, this is like more fun than gambling. Like, I could just put a limit order at the backboard behind the 2022 gap. And, you know, if I get lucky, then maybe I'll get like a 30-1. So I just invented this just now, the backboard. I kind of like this, dude. 2022 backboard. So, like, let's say I'm taking this as a flow state, right? I could put my stop loss, you know, if I wanted to, I could put my stop loss above the backboard. Because I know we shouldn't go above the backboard. I just kind of invent things, bro. But I kind of love it, too. But I look at what happens, and then I just make observations, and then I continue to note things. So you can see first standard deviation got hit there. We're drawing down to that second standard deviation. Back tested the sweet spot perfectly. I think basically, like, right now, I'm at a point where I need to stop caring. Like, I need to stop caring what people think. Like, I think that's, I mean, I already don't. Like, that's the whole point I upload on YouTube in the first place and, like, you know, post everything I post. But, like, deep down, I need to stop caring. Because I know, like, you know, I say that I don't care, but, like, deep down, like, of course you're gonna feel something if someone says something mean. Of course you're going to feel something if someone says something that you don't like. And I want to get to the point where deep down, like, I literally don't even care at all. Like, I want to get to the point where I deep down, like, if someone leaves me something hateful, I'm just gonna be, like, completely unfazed. That's the point where I want to get to, and I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet, and I want to get to that point, because once I get to that point, I'm going to be able to take trades on live stream. I'm going to be able to lose on live stream. I'm going to be able to lose on live stream, and I'm going to just be able to be like, guys, I don't care. I don't care if I lost. So what? I'm like people, but it's hard, man. It's so hard. You think we're going to reverse here, Haney? I think we're going to go to session distribution. Okay, let's get rid of this. Yeah, it is just self-confidence. We had a nice 10 a.m. wick here. Now, I'm not gonna lie, dude, Haney, I see this as a void. I see this as a liquidity void. I don't think this is like a 15-minute gap. I think this is more like a void. I think we're gonna come fill this. But yeah, once I can get to that point where like I can hop on the stream and be completely content with everyone watching me take a loss, because I feel like that's right now that's one of my biggest struggles is like I know like psychologically, like going on the stream watching if everyone's watching me like take a loss, like that's gonna like I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, like I'm disappointing everyone, I'm failing everyone. But like once I can get to the point where I'm not gonna care, dude, I feel like that's when I'm gonna turn powerful. And I wish I say that I don't care, but deep down it's like it's hard not to. It's so hard not to. But I want to get to that point. But yeah, like I said, like this is like a liquidity void. And the reason I say this, right? I always map this out for you guys. The reason I say this is like a liquidity void is because look at that. Look at that, bro. We are literally like there's no volume within here, right? So this is literally like all of this is liquidity void here. Once again, liquidity void. We're gonna like we move from one pool to another. So I think we could run through this, especially because old accumulation here. Yeah, whatever, guys. Just trying to get better. Is there actually still 8 of you watching? Because if so, that is crazy. That's crazy. Still 8 of you watching. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I know, dude. It's hard not to be disappointed because that was genuinely a bad trade on my part. And it's just like, I go into the market and I get nervous. I'm live streaming and I do something stupid and I just you gotta just take it for what it is. Like I'm a human. I'm nervous. I get nervous, especially because it's live on stream. And I do something dumb. But you know what? Every single day, I'm gonna keep showing up. I'm gonna keep tweaking things, keep getting better. And I know that I don't actually suck at trading, but psychologically, I get in my head. And anyway. I'm not gonna care if people don't like me or don't like the way I trade. I'm just gonna keep going. But yeah, obviously it's disappointing, but we just gotta keep going. So yeah, I do think we're drawing down to that session distribution level. So check out this. Right. We went right to that session manipulation level, the statistical manipulation level for the session. I do think we're drawing down to the session distribution level. And then that will also fill us in this liquidity void here. That's crazy. Nice job, Haney. It's awesome, man. So yeah, I think we'll come in, fill this entire... Obviously, this isn't a real liquidity void, but it's a pseudo liquidity void. It acts like one because from here to here, there was not much actual orders filled. There wasn't that much transactions. Versus here to here, there's a lot of people transacting. Here to here, the market's just moving up so fast that no regular people are entering. Only people that are entering in this price action is going to be like the people that actually move the market, the institutions, and then also the people that are getting stopped out. But then here to here is where all the regular people transact. So we look through these accumulations to find our orders for retail. These accumulation ranges are what hold the retail orders. So that's why when I say this liquidity void is like gonna be like filled, it's because we're seeking to go find the regular people's orders, right? So this is gonna quickly get closed in because we're looking for the next area where stop losses are going to be. So I think we'll go here. I just need to get to the point where I don't care at all, like on stream, if I do something dumb. I need to get to that point. If I can get to that point, I'm gonna start trading good. When I can get to the point of not caring at all, I'm gonna start trading good. Which means I should probably just start posting all my videos that I make on Instagram. Because I've always wanted to do that, but I haven't been. I just need to do it. Like all my short form videos, I just need to start posting them all on Instagram. Because I haven't been doing that, and I just need to start doing it. Yeah, statistical, once again, statistical, not saying, what's the word? Statistical does not mean inevitable, right? Statistical is just, statistically, when we measure out the range between 8:30 and 11 on a bearish day, statistically, this is where we'll manipulate. On a bearish day, this is where we'll distribute. On a bullish day, this is where we'll manipulate. On a bullish day, this is where we'll distribute from the range between 8:30 and 11, right? That doesn't mean inevitably we have to go to the statistical manipulation level. No. Stat map is just a statistic. It's just helpful, right? So keep that in mind. Like, we might go here, we might go here, we might overshoot it, but the statistical manipulation was right here. So now, statistically, if we're going to distribute, we distribute down to the statistical distribution level. And once again, guys, you can see how clean this is actually. Oh, I didn't even notice that SMT. Woohoo! That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Look at this. Accumulation. Yeah, you just gotta be happy with what you got and then just keep getting better. Because guess what? Every day you get a little better, and one day you're gonna catch everything and you're gonna be like, wow, that was awesome. Haney was right about his little. Alright, sounds good, bro. I'll talk to you later. So, statistical session manipulation level. This is how you use StatMap, guys. This is how you use it. And you use it in line with what's already happening on the chart. So, accumulation, manipulation. This is void. Once again, this was equal highs that we swept. So, equal highs. And then once again, right? ...2022 model running within here. So session opens right here. Manipulation. 1 minute change state delivery. Back test of OTE. Right to the sweet spot. Break of structure. First presented for value gap. The backboard. So off the backboard. And then distribution, right? Testing that 1 minute change state delivery. Let's go. Yeah, off the backboard. I love saying that, dude. Off the backboard. Break structure. So if we measure this out, guys, fourth standard deviation. Look at this. Second standard deviation hit. So we're halfway to terminus, right? So now, fourth standard deviation, right here. So yeah, distribution. Your lungs. Nice, dude. Nice. I'm still bearish. I mean, short term we could get a reaction though, because we did just hit the second standard deviations. Oh my gosh, you're... Oh my... Oh, let's check. Actually, dude, if this was in the fair value gap partition, I'm walking downstairs right now. I'm walking downstairs. I'm joking. This is out of my rules. It's gonna kind of freak me out if this is in the fair value gap partition. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna probably freak me out. Can this load? Oh, it's because it's not. Okay. Wait a second. Let me switch this to... Two, 4, 3. Oh. Bro. Oh my. No way, dude. No way. No way, dude. No way. That is absurd. That is absurd. Okay, Hyper, I'll explain this. So basically this is it's like a map of where the 2022 models should form. So actually technically, so the 2022 model, market maker model, same difference. It's the same thing, right? So basically, what just happened? Did you get a ticket for Disneyland? No. Basically, so this, if you go watch my video that I explain this. I don't explain it till the very end, but it's in the What is Enigma video. Basically, yeah, it's Enigma, right? So basically, it tells you where the 2022 fair value gap should form. So if you guys don't know what the 2022 model is, it's a liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap, right? Well, it says this is where the fair value gap should form. It's basically saying if a fair value gap for the 2022 model forms in this exact spot, that's where it should form, right? So you can see this is the fair value gap partition, right? In between 8.83 and 0.89. And also keep in mind, when we sweep the high, we should sweep the high into the high of the dealing range. So this is basically where the market maker model is going to form, from the high to the low. So you can see the same exact thing happening on the other side of the chart here, where we sweep out the low at the low of the dealing range. We break structure and then retest the fair value gap in the fair value gap zone. Sweep, break of structure, fair value gap in the fair value gap zone. It's just crazy, dude. And what I said was, if this fair value gap formed exactly where it was supposed to in the fair value gap partition, I said I was gonna walk downstairs because that's just stupid. Like, that's insane. And that's exactly what happened. The fair value gap was exactly where it was supposed to be, in the fair value gap zone. So it's just like, bro, that's just like mind blowing, dude. So once again, we sweep liquidity into the high of the dealing range, break structure, fair value gap forms within the fair value gap zone of the dealing range. And yeah, rest is history. We go higher now, or retrace. Yeah, I mean, we hit this 2 to 2.25, so I could see it. There's still 80 watching, that's crazy. I'm gonna get rid of all this. It's kind of getting a little too much. So, yeah. I think we'll go higher, but then we'll get rejected and then continue lower. I love how Daniel's like, what just happened? Did you get a ticket to Disneyland? No, bro, but if you, I mean, you see this happen enough times where you get a fair value gap that's part of the 2022 model that forms exactly in the fair value gap zone, and every single time it happens, it blows my mind. Like, every single time. Like, I wish I could just say, like, yeah, guys, I'm just lying. Like, it's just coincidence. It just happens. The fair value gap just always happens to form exactly in the fair value gap zone, but I've seen this happen so many times now. It's just insane. Like, this fair value gap, the first, once again, not even just any fair value gap, the first presented fair value gap formed in the fair value gap zone of the dealing range. So what happens? We start to distribute down to the midpoint, and now possibly the opposing end, right? It's just crazy, dude. What's good, Snake? How's it going, bro? We're just kind of chilling, watching the market. Oh my gosh. I'm stupid, dude. It was not a 1 minute gap. It was a 3 minute gap. Well, I guess technically it was. Actually, no, it was the 1 minute gap. Yeah, never mind. I'm alright. Made a slight 200 this morning on the eval, but not a busy day. Dude, let's go. W. So I'm expecting continuation lower. I just don't know when. I guess we have a 15-minute fair value gap here. That's the only fair value gap within this displacement leg. Then again, though, we could just go straight down. We got an inverse fair value up here. This could work, I don't know. Might. But, yeah, hard to say. Well, we've got decent LRLR here. We swept out the high. Did we get S&T? Oh yeah, dude, this is gonna work. Oh man, this is gonna work. Let's short on paper. Might not work. We'll see. Oh man, but I like the S&T, right? I like we get S&T with this high. It's a learning process. If I get stopped out, that's, you know, that's why I took it on paper. But, yeah. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. Look at it. Let's look at the 81. On paper, I didn't lose. I mean, I didn't lose. This is that was a paper trade. Are you talking about in general, like earlier today? Yeah, I took a loss. Yeah, we're not even at the high of the dealing range, so this kind of doesn't make sense to take a trade off of 2022 model if it's not at the high or the low of the dealing range. Did I take, like, you mean right now? Yeah. Like, this is the paper trade, though. But, yeah. It's a learning experience. I just keep getting better. Oh, we're going against the giant bullish SMT. No wonder, dude. Yeah. It's a giant bullish SMT. Or maybe this is gonna work now. If we can start to run these lows, I think the stop run will start and we should continue lower. But it's just depending on if we start to run these lows or not. So if we start to run these lows, then we should go lower. Like the second that we get like displacement below these lows, I think that the stop run will start. So it just depends if we get this. See how we did not get a close. So once we get a displacement, all right, displacement, starting to get displacement. Not convincing yet though. Check out this, right? 10 a.m. power of 3. 10 a.m. candle opens up. Manipulation. Distribution. Price break above the latest lower high. Trend continuation in the uptrend. Yeah. Possibly, yeah. Good point. Good point. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, we did break above this high here. Yeah. Yeah, now we inverse this gap to the upside. And we have this bullish SMT still. Well, I will still be on the charts until 11:10 because that's per my rules. I'm supposed to be here every day until 11:10. So. Yeah, dang, there's 5 of you still watching. That's crazy. So yeah, 10 more minutes. Like I said, if we can get displacement below these lows, we should accelerate. We'll see. To be determined if we do. That was a nice close on 15 second. Can we get displacement? If we get displacement, we're just gonna dump. Alright, this looks like we're gonna go run liquidity. Watch us see if we run these lows. Alright, see, this is happening. It's happening, right? We're getting this close here. So, we're running liquidity now. So this ended up holding. Now we have a nice little 2022 gap on the 1 minute. Yeah, displacement lower. Like I said, once we started to get displacement lower, we were going to continue to get displacement. That's what I was saying. You guys remember me saying that? Once we get displacement, probably going to continue. So, yeah, we should go at least to these bodies here. Nice, bro. Okay. Dude, I don't know how that didn't stop me out. That's crazy. Good, well-placed stop loss, I guess. I'm surprised because, we did inverse lower, but then we re-inversed it back to the upside, closing above the volume imbalance. Anyway, 8 more minutes. Dang, there's still 5 of you watching. Let's go. I was right for once. Notice, this is what I always say, notice how we have to take profit at the bodies? This is why I always say, always take profit at bodies, not wicks. Because what do you see happens here? We run the bodies, we run all the bodies, but we don't take wicks. So if you were scaling, right? If you were taking that inversion and you were scaling, you want to take at least one off here. Right? Or, I mean, you would want to take if you were scaling off at the bodies, or if you were scaling off through here, take profit at the bodies, not the wicks. If you take profit at the wick, you ain't getting filled until later, right? You take profit at the bodies, you're gonna get filled. So take profit at bodies, not wicks, especially for when you're scaling, right? Take profit at bodies, not wicks. So yeah, here we go. More displacement lower. Possibly. We want more sellers to come at this resistance so that the market can manipulate them and then go up higher. I think we'll go lower here, to be honest. I wonder if you could consider this a fair value gap. I know it's not actually one, but it's going to act like one. I mean, it kind of is. Look at when we get this 30-second chance to delivery. Look at this. I mean, I know this isn't. This is so interesting. It's not an actual fair value gap, but guys, this is an imbalance in price because what happens here? If this was if these two candles were one candle, this would be a fair value gap here, right? So let's just treat this as a fair value gap because it's basically a fair value gap. And now all of a sudden, now we have another trade opportunity. We have a 30-second change to delivery here. Interesting. I actually like that. I'm gonna probably start doing that. So notice how, dang bro, OTE tapped. We got 3 minutes. And then I'm off the charts. Yeah, bro, the market's definitely running on I know this is not a fair value gap, right? This on the 5 minute, guys. I know this isn't a fair value gap, but look at this observation I'm making right here, right? I know this isn't a fair value gap, but merge these two candles together, it's a fair value gap, right? If you pretend these are one candle, the gap between these two wicks, that's a fair value gap. So measure this out. Market taps OTE and runs the second standard deviation. Guys, this is what I'm saying in my tweet from the other day, like from yesterday. Don't ask for permission to be able to do things in price action. Like, if you observe it in price action, start trading that way. Start implementing it. I mean, those two candles together, clearly, you think that counts as a fair value gap? Yeah. Very fascinating, bro. Very, very fascinating. Yeah, from OTE to the second standard deviation. And note how we take profit here, because this is where the bodies end, right? CISD already happened. Check NQ. Wait, what? Check NQ. I'm on NQ. Yeah, I'm on NQ already. So fascinating. We go right from OTE down to second standard deviation. Crazy. Alright, so now it's kind of feeling like, you know, now it kind of feels a little bullish. Alright, 11:10 Eastern. Alright, guys, I'm going to get off. Thanks for watching, and I will keep getting better every single day. One day at a time. I know I messed up. I messed up the past few days, but we're just going to keep showing up, keep getting better, and keep learning. I will see you guys.